for Mesa Omega. You got to get all of the deeds that came from the first transaction on the land. None of these transactions on the land is over 200 years old. It's just that they burned down so many courthouses, libraries, and state buildings in the early 1900s, late 1800s to deliberately destroy the records. But even then, we still had sizable portions of land. For me to give you a clear cut way to get your land back, I have to look over your paperwork. But just remember, when the land is changing hand and you seeing these signatures on there, make sure they're a family member's signature or the deed is defective.
Hey, Rod. So, what do you think? Because I saw that they did a mass shooting. I think it was a day or two ago at the Catholic Church. So, you think they still trying to pull that Manchurian candidate stuff?
I'm glad. I'm glad you brought that up. Do you see the new school commercial?
Nah, I ain't seen this new school commercial.
Look, I'm gonna have to send it to you, and we'll see if we can play it. But they telling the parents don't send your children to these schools this year because we finna see more school shootings than ever. They just had one in Wisconsin, but they're using Manchurian candidates to shoot up these schools.
Yeah, hey, Rod, I saw an ad that they was doing where they said that they just added new metal detectors at all these schools down here. And I was saying, why they just all of a sudden do that? And they already had them in a lot of schools that like the schools that was already dangerous, but they starting to add extra locks and stuff like they get gearing up for something. And then all of a sudden the school shooting, I mean with the at the Catholic school.
I just sent you a back to school.
Let me try to get it.
Yeah. So they telling us what's about to happen. And remember, I've been telling them for 2 years now, stop sending your children to public education. So you listen or you don't have to listen. But see, a lot of people need the school to be their babysitter. So they risk their child life to get a break for them for 4 5 hours a day, 6 hours a day. And if they athletes or something, they can get rid of them for up to 10 hours a day.
That's crazy, man. Like you think that school was specifically targeted for the get the media publicity and things?
Look, I don't know. Okay, so a lot of people think that when you say false flag event, that means it didn't happen. That's not what false flag means. It means that they used the incident, in order to do something politically they already wanted to do. They might use the school shooting rash to bring in more National Guard troops.
That sound about right. That sound about right. And they picked the Catholic school, so I wonder what do that make it different? They picked that they would target a Catholic school.
They're talking to white America now.
Okay, that makes sense.
They're telling the white Americans to take their kids out of school this time.
Man,
but that's who they've been really focusing on, telling white America to take their children out of school. That's why most of the school shootings that they put media coverage on is the white schools. They don't put a lot of media coverage on the black school shootings. You hardly ever know they happen, but they happen.
Somebody said some for homeschool.
Okay, so the way that I would do home education is like up to 3rd grade, I would teach them hooked on phonics. 3rd grade to 5th grade, I would have them on the computer playing games on IQ, EYEQ, which is actually a speed reading program. And when they get proficient at it, I give them a dictionary and tell them to learn as many words as they can. And don't try to memorize it, just read it. And the words will automatically organize themselves in their psyche. And that's going to give them the biggest jump start you could possibly imagine. They got a program for math called Mega Math by Howard Steffenberg. And part of that, they got a reading program. These accelerated learning programs, by the way. It's one called Mega Memory by Kevin Trudeau, and it's one called Mega Math. That's Howard Steffenberg, and there's another one called Mega Reading, which is also another type of speed reading program. But those are accelerating learning programs. And sometimes you can find them in like secondhand shops for people that used to use them. But that was to get children a head start, or the children that's behind in high school, it was to get them caught up. We didn't design it for us. They took the science and they used it on somebody else, and we got access to it now.
I think I got that video for you, Rod. Let me roll it real quick.
So these videos, remember, they gotta always tell us what they're gonna do before they do it. And if we don't protest or respond in the appropriate manner, then that's the consent they need to go ahead and do it.
Wow, that shit crazy. It's like it made me feel like I was going to watch a scary movie. Well, you know, man.
Look, you see that they were holding up their pen and their pencil to stab the shooter. The little boy was using the skateboard to bust the window out to escape the shooter.
Yeah.
The one baby was using his sock to tie the leg of the one that got shot, and said these socks might come in handy. Then you got the little girl hiding out in the closet, texting her mama because she don't know if she gonna make it out alive. Man. Come on, man. If y'all don't see what's going on, I don't know what to tell you. They gotta tell you before they do it.
That's sick, man. How do we connect for what to come? How do we?
Everybody got a different way to connect. Some people need to ground. Some people need to study. You got to know in your heart what you feel you need to be prepared for. And then you need to ask yourself, how do I prepare for this inevitability? But there's really no preparation for what we're about to see because it's going to be sudden.
You think they're going to try to pull it all in one? Like they might try to do like a 1 day where 3, 4, 5 schools get hit in 1 day randomly in different, like the way they going, you know?
Well, not just the school events. Remember, they already took away the federal oversight on Department of Education.
Uh-huh.
We have to take our children's education into our own hands. They trying to force us to do it with the school shootings. Right? We now sending our children back to a murder camp. Right? Now that don't even got nothing to do with all of the children that come up missing going to and from school every year.
Right.
They got nothing to do with that. They're not even making a big deal out of that part because if they did, they'll start turning off their supply of adrenochrome. They don't want to do that. But they know they got to tell you that you need to take your children out of school. First of all, school is hell in the first place.
Right.
The purpose that they have to tell us first is in order for them to do it without violating galactic law, they got to give us the opportunity to discover the dirt they're doing. Yeah. And if we don't object to it, then they are, that's giving them what's called tacit consent to proceed with the event that they told us they was going to do. That's the way they absolve themselves from guilt and punishment, by giving you an opportunity to respond accordingly because they've already told you what they're going to do. Now you know what we're going to do. It's up to you to do something about it.
Yeah, it's part of alchemy. That's rules of alchemy. Like they gotta tell you everything. even like a lot of the movies, that's what Doc was saying. A lot of the movies, a lot of that stuff is real because they telling you, they got to tell you all the stuff that they say was secret. They got to put all that out, or else it's not legitimized. So that's why they put the movies out like Stargate, Coneheads, Aliens, and all these other movies, because they already got those people. They already took pictures and they know about these people, so they're able to put them in Hollywood. You know what I'm saying?
Right. So the average person say that was a good movie. Yeah. Star Wars was a good movie, but you ain't know it was the Anunnaki tablet story.
Yeah. Yeah.
Close Encounters at the third time was a good movie. Yeah. But you didn't know that they got a contract to allow aliens to abduct people.
Yeah. Says Eisenhower now. Eisenhower now. So right, Rod. So they gotta tell us what they doing. Say some doing something about it is talking the kids out of school. Yeah. The kids out of school part, man, that's gonna be a big thing. Like the kids out of school part.
Yeah, you're supposed to take your children out of school. Now, the reason why is school is an English word from a Yiddish word. The Yiddish word is shul from a Hebrew word. The Hebrew word is sheol. If you translate sheol into English straight without going through that part, word for word translation, sheol means hell. Dismal abyss. Right? So if you want to free your children from the beast, you have to stop letting the beast take your children freely to hell. You to deliver your child to hell in order for you to have somebody that you think is teaching your child. Right? We used to have a whole different system of education. They changed the system in order to turn them into schools. We didn't teach school in a separate building from the spiritual practice. But they took the spiritual practice out of education in order to indoctrinate in the place of educate. But taking your child out of school is the only remedy to keep them out of harm's way from a school shooter. To school at home. And the ones at school at home eventually going to start forming what we call learning groups for the children so they can socialize and learn. That's the natural progression. If people start pulling children out in mass, they naturally going to form community-based learning groups for their children, which allow the children the opportunity to socialize and learn.
Hey, Rod, some skills, because this ties in with the chief thing, too. What are some skills, survival skills, that you think that women should know? We got something, man. But like say if like the stuff hit the fan or lights go out, like canning. I think canning, like the putting the mason jars and putting the food in the, I think that's a skill that women should know. What skills do you think women should know at this time that it be in case stuff hit the fan or whatever case may be?
Really, man, the only skills that's gonna be important at a high level, and there's a whole lot of people that don't know nothing about it, is how to purify water.
You got that right.
Whether it's distilling water or filtering water, the ability to purify water is going to make your services in high demand in the case of a shutdown or a blackout.
I got that's about right.
That's going to be a big deal. The ability to repair and mend clothes is going to come back in.
So a lot of women don't know how to sew. My big mama, yes, another thing. My great grandmother, she made my grandmother them, my dad them, well, my mama's mama them learn how to sew. The little young people don't know how to sew. Look, every time I would get a cut in my pants and my grandma would see it, she would just take them off and she could fix it. She'll fix them like you can't even tell. But the women, man, my wife, she like with people like that, they don't know how to do that. They don't know how to sew. You better get you another pair of pants. They don't know how to use needle and thread. You can sew somebody a wound. If you know how to sew clothes like they used to do, you can sew a wound. That's how they do stitches. You know what I'm saying? Stitches. Yeah. That's crazy.
you got a whole lot of different types of stitch. You know, I took sewing in school.
That's fire. That's fire. My big
Yeah,
mama
I took home
that you stand on, the old sewing that you rock right there with your feet. You remember that one, Rod?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. You rock. My big mama had that one. Yeah. That was throwback. We used to play with that thing all the time. Old school sewing. Like straight, like it ain't no electric or nothing. You gotta work it with your foot. And it worked good, just as good as the one, the natural one. I mean the electric one they got.
I remember one time I told my mom, I said, why you keep teaching me all this girl stuff? Baby, I'm not teaching you girl stuff. I'm teaching you how to take care of yourself so no woman won't have to.
Hey, bro, you ever dealt with the big mama go get the switch? Go get the switch.
Oh man, that's old. Hey, look, I need to go get the switch with the snot bubble.
Yeah. I played the thin one, boy. That thin one wear your behind out though. That thin it don't break or nothing. It just like a whip. My mama
tell you bring me a good switch back, or I'm gonna go pick my own.
Yeah.
You ain't gonna bring her the best switch, but you ain't gonna bring her the worst either. And she gonna tell you until that. But if she gonna get that switch, she gonna get a stick. Yeah. It's gonna be a stick. Ain't gonna be no switch. Tell you until that.
I tell you. Hey, my mama, man, I think my mama could have went to jail for how she was, man. My mama break a brick over your head, boy. Man, tell you, I felt like my mama was half crazy, kind of like.
When you raise a son, if you a single mother, or if you by yourself for a prolonged period of time raising them hard-headed ass boys, you gonna be majorly aggressive.
Son here, and damn man, she trying to kill me, man. She really breaking the brick off my head. I tell you, man, half crazy, man. I only got like 2 whoopings from my mama my whole life. My mom, I ain't never, cause I was a good kid. I only got like 2-3 whoopings. But when you did, you thought your mom was crazy, man. What you gonna hit me upside the head with a brick?
Man, I used to get a whipping down every day. Sometimes a couple times a day.
That's crazy, man. Somebody dropped in the chat. It says right here. This is. Hold up, they asked the question. Oh, this might be it right here.
You know, they got tutorials on finding Ayers Land on TikTok. They might even have some on Facebook. But you gotta go to you gotta be able to first trace your family back to a geography. And then from that geography, go to the Bureau of Land Management and look your family names up and see if they had property. They know who everything belonged to. Look, it sounds like this is an insurmountable obstacle because of how they displaced us from our land and our birthrights, right? Mm-hmm. They kept a record of everything. Mm-hmm. They know who everyone else is. They know where all our heirs' land is at. And they know who is the family members tied to what plot of land. They know this. They got records of it, but we just not privy to how to find all the records and where they got them hid at. Because some of them not digitally be accessible yet over the internet like Bureau of Land Management is. But what they'd be doing is sending out a letter to family members saying you have a great-great-grandmama or you have a ancestor from 1735 named Lenny Mae Jackson from this part of Kentucky. Then y'all need to come up and put y'all team together to recover y'all heirs' land. They know who everything belonged to. That's how come they've been keeping deeds and tracks of how they've been selling and trading the land.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, they giving the land back symbolically right now to let you know it's a transfer taking place. But when the real land grab, we own all of the land is tribal land. Ain't no part of the land not tribal land.
Right.
Especially since we staked the totem pole in D.C., sunk the battleship, and changed it to the District of America. No, everything's tribal land now.
Right. Ain't nobody technically gonna really own no land. You gonna probably have your area just based off your family tree and your tribe. It's gonna be tribal land, all tribal land. It ain't never been like this. That started this when they started the colonies, and pretty much these guys really ain't never had no land. They were always a business. They were always a business, never a country. United States is not a country. It's a business. So when they came over here, they came over as companies. The Virginia Company, the Plymouth Rock Company,
Northwest Trading Company.
Yeah, they was all companies. They wasn't no land. They never had no land. It's all business. Like they tell you, it's nothing personal. It's all business. Yeah, because they can't get. You got to think about this. Why would they? The only thing they got is human collateral. That's why they had the stock market crashed in 1933. The only thing they don't got no land. They never had no land. And the only thing, the reason why they got the land is because they got the people who's supposed to be on the land. They using their mental, a black Negro color type thing to market them as chattel property. So if you chattel property, whatever you own is part of that chattel property. So they kind of like run it like that. So they don't got no land really. They just got the people agreeing to this system, which is pretty much is over. I mean, Mystery Babylon has fallen. If you ain't been paying attention, Mr. Babylon is over with. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's a contract system.
Yeah.
But most people are not looking at the word contract.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Con mean lean or against something.
Mm-hmm.
Tract is how you used to describe parcels of land.
Mm-hmm.
It's a contract system. It's a system of liens on the land.
Mm-hmm.
But they don't own the land. They just can block you from executing your birthright out of ignorance.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why I put everything in the public domain. Notice the agent is notice the principal. All public notices time-stamped and archived through a social media platform with a reach of 1,000 or more people.
Right.
Because once that's done, that's in effect using the oral traditions of the tribe to reclaim their shores.
Right. Why do they call the United States a nation?
To deceive a nation, a ship is a nation.
Right.
Right. Every ship has a nationality. America is a nation because it's a nationality under the Admiralty jurisdiction. Right. America itself, remember, they said that we crashed our landmass into their ship, which makes America have to be a big ass ship.
Yeah, right.
So they operating under the false pretense that America is a ship that crashed into their ship, the Plymouth, which we know as the Mayflower.
Right.
And once we crash into their ship, they execute rescue protocol of salvage rights to recover the lost vessels, which is the people,
right,
that they classified as dead, civilly mortis, lost at sea.
Right.
Right. And that's the Admiralty War protocol for a season of territory.
Right.
Until we sink their battleship.
Game over. Hey, we'll take one more question, y'all, and then we'll get up out of here because we had to be long on this one. I was waiting on them Lady Chiefs to come in and ask them questions. I guess Rod must have answered all their questions while they was up in here. They must have because half of the questions I had more questions on my list, but while we was going, you was answering them as you was going, right? So you was answering most of the questions. Hey, Rob, what you got on that dude? I did a tape on that dude, Robert F. Williams, man. And it seemed like to me the FBI really didn't. The FBI really was after that guy. And it's like it's like this. If whatever you do, if you come to shoot at me and I shoot back, and then you tell me I'm breaking the law, but the guy that shot at me ain't breaking the law, what kind of mindset or were they in the '60s? Man, I don't know if I could have lived back then, man.
Which guy you talking about, Elder?
The dude that was in Monroe, North Carolina, the one that wrote the book Negroes with Guns. You the one talking about that book, the Negroes.
Oh, yeah. We got a right to bear arms, but they don't want us to have guns, right? Because then we could defend ourselves.
Right.
The tribes, we didn't, guns wasn't part of our necessary survival gear until the Europeans came.
Right. The Negro
right. Because we used to bow hunt, right, and we used to farm.
Right.
Right. And the cow is not from North America and the pig is not from North America.
Right.
But now you have wild cows and wild pigs all over North America.
Right.
Right. So when you look at the necessity of firearms, it's a constitutional right. And no right's supposed to be abridged. But they had to come up with gun control and as a means to keep outlaw tribes from amassing enough firepower to resist the corporate government that was encroaching upon their territories.
Right.
That's why they turned us against each other. As long as we fighting each other, we can't overthrow them.
That's crazy, man. Hey, y'all, hit that like, hit that subscribe button if you're new to the channel, man. We got 2,500 people in here. Hey, everybody send Rod $5. Send them $1, $2, whatever you got. Because we don't need Rod working on no job. What we need Rod doing is sitting home watching these suckers. Because we think they finna try to get something cracking. Especially with this Nigerian candidate thing, with the school shooting, with that crazy commercial they just showed us talking about the kids that is fear for their life. These people sick, man. We dealing with the last of the lunatic energy. Like I said, Rod, I said there, but I had remembered the cover of Willie Lynch. The Willie Lynch cover got the moon. He got a moon on the front. When I said that the Willie Lynch syndrome was the Willie Lynch letter had lunatic written all over it. Because lunatic means mental illness. So you don't think somebody don't got a mental illness if they'll take a pregnant woman, and tie her to two horses, beat both horses till they rip her apart, then stomp the baby? That's a mental illness right there. You got to be messed up in the head to do something like that, man. You can't be a normal, regular guy. You know what I'm saying? You off in the head. Huh?
Elijah Muhammad said, as wicked as you think these people are, you cannot think wicked enough to grasp the depths of their wickedness.
Damn. Whew.
How wicked they is, your mind can't fit around that level of wickedness.
Man.
Remember, it's an Iceman inheritance of a psychopathic racial personality disorder.
He did say that.
Right? And all of the rules to the game is in the ISIS papers.
Man, that's cold.
And the reverse protocol is in the United Independent Compensatory Code by Neely Fuller. The counter racism manual. So when you're up against an enemy that's determined to crush you, if his wickedness is worse than your goodness will allow you to see, you ain't gonna never be able to overcome it.
Man.
Because you can't grasp that level of wicked.
You can't fathom. Elijah Muhammad said it just like this. He said, you can't fathom the mind of the devil. You know what I'm saying? You can't fathom it. I mean, you can't even, like, stuff that even if you think outside of the box and go outside of that, you couldn't even fathom it outside of that. So whatever he meant by that, tying a woman to two horses and beating that's sick, man. Yeah, you really
That's
make
devoid of all humanity.
yeah, straight up. You ain't no
Right.
human, man. You a beast.
Then they also tell you the psychology of what you're dealing with, though, because when you can see what they will allow you to see that they do in wickedness, that's enough to let you know right there that at least you got to be willing. If you catch somebody tying a woman and two horses, you got to be willing to cut him in half with a sword.
Yeah, ASAP.
You know, if you can't do that, then you're not ready to defend. If he want to tear your woman in half with two horses, you need to be equally prepared to cut him in half with a sword.
Yeah, straight up, real talk.
Because if you're not, he just gonna continue to tear your women apart, but with horses. You gotta know what you're dealing with. And the hardest part for you to ever grasp is that the enemy has been closer than you possibly could have imagined the whole time.
I'm telling you, sneaky like. Hey man, everybody send Rod $1, man. If you can't send them a $5, I'll send them $1. That'll put them in the game. 12. We got 2,400 people. Everybody send them $1. That'll put them in the game till the next time we come on. Yeah, man. So y'all, we love y'all. Peace and love. We got some more coming out. We're gonna be back again. Probably what's the day? We'll probably be back Friday if we will see how the crowd going, and we will probably be back Friday. Give you more updates. But from now on to I start today, Roy, I'm gonna start keeping an eye on the school shooting thing, and so I can keep giving you an update. Just in case you miss, I'm gonna give you an update on. We're gonna be watching them now. We got the eye on them now. Big brother's watching. Big mama's watching now.
You know, they just had look. I got a call this morning. They had one in Wisconsin yesterday.
Dang, I'm about to go look that up. And yet, Wisconsin. Wow, they'll never have nothing in Wisconsin. That's a weird, awkward place because ain't nothing but white folks there. Kind of. I drove through Wisconsin before, man. I ain't seen no newbies out there.
Shit, you must ain't go to Milwaukee, Racine.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, that's why I ain't go to Milwaukee. I went through the mountain part. Because Milwaukee, that's where Kemp Ken them from. Milwaukee and all this.
Yeah, it's got Racine, Wisconsin. Racine be rocking.
Okay, I'm about to go check
they got some cities up there. We up there. They just don't want y'all to know we up there.
Yeah, we everywhere. That's what we. I ain't gonna doubt you, Roy. Because we Negroes everywhere. I didn't live in some spots where like it was. They in Albuquerque. Albuquerque is a spot. I live in Albuquerque. Yeah, so we everywhere. I ain't gonna deny it. All right, y'all. Peace and love. We out, man. Free all the political prisoners. We want to send a shout out to all the chiefs that was in here, the lady chiefs that was in here tonight with us. We got more. We got a tape on the video side to go along with this tape about the chiefs, the lady chiefs stepping up, because we need more women chiefs. Women chiefs do a great job at what they do. So we need more women chiefs. A whole bunch of men chiefs now. We need a whole bunch of more women chiefs standing up and doing what Rod was saying, getting in contact, start back organizing the family. Start back organizing your family structure. Find a person that's going to do the financial. Find a person that went to school that got the law degree. Find a person who got the business so we can start buying stuff from their business and asking them what they need to better the business. So we got to start back building our family structures. That's the mission for my lady chiefs. Set up your family structure. We out of this thing, y'all. We love y'all. I got
one part. You ready to come up with? I got to get some references now.
Go ahead.
So for a lot of us don't remember how the family need to be set up. Malachi wrote a book called The Holy Tabernacle Family Guide.
Fire.
Right? That's one resource that, if you can access, is a valuable resource for governing over a family. Also, there's several good books on Amazon on organizational structure. You just got to remember that you got to categorize things and put people where they best suited skill set wise. So study organizational structure, right? Study the Holy Tabernacle Family Guide, and building family relations is the means by which you execute those two books.
Mm. Oh yeah, that's funny. I think I got that book, Rod. Is that that's? Nah, I don't think I got that. It's a small little pamphlet. I'm about to go
Mm-hmm.
look. I think I might have that book in my collection.
Yeah, the Holy Tabernacle Family Guide is excellent for,
From Doc by Doc.
especially when you come from a broken home and you want to know how the family structure is supposed to be set up. Right, the Holy Tabernacle Family Guide tell you what you need to know in the family to be a functional member of the family. It's a cold piece of work.
Man, I might have to go check that book out. I might need to get some
Yeah,
notes of that
it's
book.
it's about 3/4 of an inch thick.
Yeah, it's a small book. Yeah, I got
Yeah,
that book.
it's
Yeah,
about 3 inches, 4 inches tall, and about 2.5 inches wide.
yeah, I got the book. I got that book. I got it. I know exactly what you're talking about. I got it. It's like a black cover with a gold, like a little gold square ring around the cover, and it got the letters
I
right
know they
there.
have several printings of it, so I'm not sure.
Okay,
Also,
yeah,
don't forget the Longhouse Treaty or Constitution.
yeah.
Read that. Read the Iroquois Constitution, and this is gonna give you a lot of understanding of the structure
Mm-hmm.
by which the tribe is set up, and then you'll know that you first have to deal with your family members, and then you branch out to your community. Then that makes the alliances functional across the land. Starting at the grassroots is always the most effective means of returning back to prominence.
Right. Also, in the links in the descriptions, I got the Clan Mother. I got Empress Radbird, the tape that we did with Empress Radbird, the tape.
All right. What you doing that? I'm gonna fry me up one of these Blicky Beezies, and we're gonna get into the subject matter. All right, make sure y'all checking for. I just sent somebody the invite to get in. We'll give you a couple more, about another few seconds while I like this. That's some good stuff there. Okay, that means I can go to the next person. Duke Vibes. Duke Vibes. Come on in, come on in. You are now chiefing with the chief. Chief Pontiac Rye. Contrary to popular opinion, I am not the only chief in this city. What's going on, my brother?
What's the deal? Peace, God. So, man, I can't believe I'm actually talking to you right now. But I remember when you was walking I think it was we was walking through continuity of government, and we was talking
Yeah.
about it was about the schools, and I think that's what it was. And I don't know if you've seen it, but did you see the dude who slaughtered the girl on the train? That ain't had nothing to do with the man. Something else just popped up to my mind. My mind is rambling. You know when you finally get on and you ain't think you was gonna do it, it's like dang, you knew what to talk about, but now you don't. You know.
So then what you do, you take a breath, center yourself, right? And go back to your original thought. What did you want to ask about?
Okay, thank you for that. I think it was really about the Orisha stones. I don't know if it's like a specific Orisha that we really supposed to have, or if you can just jump into any one, you know. And I just really wanted to learn more about that.
So when you're dealing with the Orisha, those are ancestral energies. And in the religious world, they call them ancestral spirits. But in the realm of the Orisha, they don't really call them spirits. They ancestral energies. Um, the spirit term has become abused and misused so much. But what it is a lot of us, the tribes, we was born at one time under the house of an Orisha.
Okay.
right, or a lower. It
Right.
depends on your tradition, right? And the normally your totem animal tells you who your Orisha is, meaning what family line you come through,
So
right? And a lot of people have lost track of how to discover their totem animal, so we like
that was the
working
next
on figuring
question.
it out.
How do you
So,
but how do you figure out what your totem animal is? Do you just like do you gotta pick it or it's like given to you or something?
okay, the first thing you start with, what's your favorite animal?
Honestly, it would probably have to be a dog.
Okay, so the dog energy, that's Chief Zolo, DMX.
Okay. Damn. Yeah, that
What
makes
they called him in the Egyptian, they called him Anubis, but over here we called him Chief Zolo.
okay. That
That's
sounds close to
DMX.
Zulu too.
Yeah, it's close, but it's spelled with an X, not a Z.
Oh
But
yeah.
when you're talking phonetically, it sounds similar.
Man, but man, so is it do you think that if I was like, for example, say water signs, I'm big on like astrology and zodiac signs and stuff like that. But you know, I'm a Pisces, me and my twin. But when I was getting the my obsidian fire Orisha stone, one of them, I was told that I should basically work with the other element. Now, the whole time that I've had this one, every time I put both of them on, it's like I don't know. The whole day is different. It's like energetic and but I don't know if that's just because of the stones itself. This is a I forgot what it is, but I know it's obsidian and mixed with something else. But man, I just when I tell you, I don't know if it's like the energy itself that's coming from these, or I don't know if I be thinking about it too much. But I definitely feel some type of change energetically when it comes to like I don't know if I be like doing too much, but I can always find myself getting into it. I don't know if it's because this one is really fire, but I got it from man, I forgot his name. I'm gonna have to look him up. But all in all, thank you for telling me that about the totem animal. I'm gonna get into that more.
And now you talking about the elements. It's elemental magic is the five elements: earth, air, fire, water, and ether.
Yeah, like every time I put this on, it's like I'm not getting into it, but like I'm always finding myself being more chaotic or but I
Okay,
and
now
it,
you mentioned the firestone
yeah,
earlier when you first brought it up. Now, what happened when you put fire and water together? What do the water do?
it boils or turns into like or turn it starts to boil over or turn into like the steam, you know?
Steam.
Yeah.
Okay, now if you put earth and water together, what you get?
You get earth and water, you get like mud, right?
Yeah. When the water is mixed with air, what form is it in?
Uh when the water is mixed with air. I think that's air. Yeah.
It's water vapor.
Water, yeah, water vapor, like a steam type of, yeah.
Okay, now when you working with fire energy and you a water sign, I'm a water sign fixed position,
Okay.
right? Pisces is water sign mutable position,
Right.
means fluctuates, right? That means it's free flowing water,
Okay.
right? So when you got free flowing water and you put fire to it, you get a reaction faster than if it was ice,
Right.
right? And so you feel that energy. Your goal in working with fire energy as a water sign is to control the boil.
Man, that makes so much sense. Just hearing the controlling the boil, like I think I heard you one time saying, as you control, you managing, you basically control the pour, you control how much it fits it over, or it's like pouring a pop into a glass. You get what I'm saying? Eventually, over time, you catch on to how you catch on how to do it so that it don't over fizz or like overflow. You know?
Hmm. That's the same thing you're doing as a water sign, working with the fire element,
Okay. Okay.
right? So all that energy you feel with that, now is how can you control it? Is the question you asking yourself. The funny part about it is you the only one can teach it to you because it's tied to your inner knowing of yourself. It's not tied to my external knowing of who you are, my observation and meeting you. It's your inner knowing of yourself. The only person know when your emotions starting to rise without you telling them is you.
Right. It's like
So
I kind of get irritated because of the fact that, like, damn, you try to really. It's like I don't really try to control my emotions, but I work with them. But being mad, I find myself not wanting to do that a lot, or just I don't know. But it
did you hear what you said? You said you get irritated. What is irritation?
uh man,
So look, you water, right?
yeah,
If you go to a clean pool of water right now, put your hand in it, and you do like this real fast, the
yeah,
water is gonna the water gonna react.
right, like ripples, or yeah,
Yeah, so that's called agitation.
like dang, right, you messing
Ag-
with okay, yeah,
so the agitation is the cause of the irritation.
okay,
It's the same way as you do that to the water. If you do that to your leg with your knuckles, you're gonna feel heat.
man. Man, I just caught myself trying that right there. But no, for real. But
Right. You learning in real time. You testing the energy.
right.
Okay, now when you realize that you're getting agitated, the first thing you ask yourself is this proper context for what's taking place? And when you discover it's not, then you look at the situation and say, well, what is the proper context? Because your emotions have to be calibrated. Children who don't have their emotions calibrated normally is done through external discipline.
And
But when you don't have that calibration of your emotions, you erratic, you unstable, and you don't know that your emotions is not who you are. That's just the navigation system you use when you interact with other people. So you have to first ask yourself is the emotion in context with the circumstances, situation, or whatever is taking place, the environment you in, right? If the emotion is out of context, that's you, not the environment, not the situation, not the circumstances. And if it's you, that means you are the only person that can control it,
okay.
right? Once you catch on and you start doing it on a regular, even when somebody crack a joke, if everybody laughing and it ain't funny to you, is that proper context? Because the joke might not be funny to you.
Man, I'm sitting around looking at why everybody laughing. That wasn't even funny. Man.
Right. So for you, it's not funny enough to elicit the laughter, right? But for them, their sense of humor might be at a higher level than yours because they've probably been calibrated through years of 3 years of comedy exposure.
Right.
So now jokes that you don't find funny is like hilarious to somebody who's conditioned to recognize comedic activity, right? And the crazy part about that is then you can see the parodies playing out in real life and you be like, man, that's just some comedy shit,
Right.
right? So the hard part is remembering to check your emotion to determine if the context is in alignment with the experience of the moment.
You
And
know something?
as soon as you do that and you get all your emotions calibrated, you can then read your emotions the same way you read a book.
It's like you can
So
tell what you're gonna do. Like I don't. You can literally stop. All you gotta do anytime I find myself telling me it's a spiritual war going on and this, and I can literally snap out of it. But it's like as long as I don't. But that's what I'm trying to do more. Start to remember, or I would say I fail. Like I used to be able to do it so much, but now stuff happen. It seemed like the more I get control over myself, the more, because it's like I'm always relearning everything that I already knew, or I don't know how to explain that, but once
Yeah,
you get,
because you knew everything before, but when you came through the amnesia system, you forgot that you knew it already. Now you need somebody to remind you of what you already know.
you just said, man, that made me so happy. You just said literally what. Okay, so okay, I got a lot of work to do there.
Right now, here's a trauma cleansing emotional development exercise I'm about to give you.
Okay, here, hold on. Let me write this down.
You can come back and review the video.
Okay, yup, man.
Okay, now watch. This is how it works. You remember a time when somebody pissed you off.
Right.
You thought 100% you was right at the moment because or else you wouldn't be pissed off. Revisit that in your mind while you alone. You gonna feel the same emotion starting to well up, right? But then you realize later on that you got mad for nothing. Now you can use that to calibrate your emotions to determine. And then it's the same with the laughter, the same with the pain and the suffering. Because when we ain't in the physical body, we don't have no pain. We don't got no suffering. We don't even know what that shit is.
Man,
You got to be in the 3D reality with a physical body to experience the whole gamut of feeling. And that's why we here.
man. Right.
Well, we came here to feel because we know everything outside the physical body. We came in the physical body, it causes the side effect is the amnesia.
Right.
But in the course of that, we trying to learn how to feel. And the
Man,
highest
hearing that
frequency of
just
yeah, the highest frequency of emotion is love. It's the highest energy that you
right.
can raise yourself to, and then that's going to create the feeling of something called bliss. It's beyond happy. You just walking around
I
like
feel
you
like
in
that's
La
how
La
I'm
Land.
feeling right now.
It's beyond happy. You walking around like you in La La Land.
Man,
But nobody's teaching us this anymore, and it was common knowledge to us before we was colonized.
right.
And that's why it was easy for them to, when they killed off our elders, it was easy for them to give us false information. They made sure they killed the elders for. Like, we think they was just randomly lynching us. They wasn't.
Man,
Everybody you see on the end of a rope was somebody that was teaching somebody that was uplifting people and they had a positive impact. They wasn't just randomly just because you look like us, you was getting lynched. No, you had to be somebody to get
right.
lynched.
Okay, that
You,
makes a lot of sense.
yeah, they're like Emmett Till. He was going to grow up to be Chief Littlehorn and he was going to rally the troops to war. They
Right.
knew who he was from his birth chart. So how do you stop him? You can't stop him from being who he's going to become unless you take him off the game board, erase him. And they was using murder, which they was not supposed to use according to the contract. They were supposed to do the same thing that we were supposed to do: educate yourself about a condition, therefore you can see it all.
So, do you think that you think they had to like study his like life path or birth chart to figure all of that out about
They
Emmett
knew
Till?
his they knew his birth chart. They knew he was coming to Mississippi before he left Chicago. It's in his birth record. He had to go back to Mississippi because you
Did he
have to go
physically
back.
figure all of that out? Okay.
You have to go back to your ancestral lands of where you was where your last incarnation as a chief was, and put your feet on the ground.
Okay, so in one of my family Bibles I got my mama family Bible. I think it go like 4 or 5 generations. Is that something I can start with to
Yep,
look at my roots?
yeah. That's how we used to keep records because we didn't use day repository. We got word of mouth, and then we had like for business purposes, we kept birth records, and so we know how to set up the family functions around who the most people could celebrate their birth,
Man,
right? So when we have a big party, everybody in the month of June 1st is our day.
man,
June June 1st is coinciding with Juneteenth, which was what we called back then. We used to call it the Pit Festival, which was a cookout festival.
Is that where
And
the Oh no, I'm thinking of something else.
every tribe had a different version. Like the ones that were seabearing, like the West Coast, they didn't barbecue like steaks. Instead, they had like they cooked fish, um, whale, stuff like that. And they hunted off the ocean. Well, when the Spaniards came, De Soto and them assaulted from the west. They was forced to have to fish inland lakes, so they changed their style of cooking and everything to suit the war condition they was under.
Yeah,
But if you go to like Florida, they was probably cooking gator, turtle,
yeah,
you
yeah, because
know,
they be all down there.
yeah. But when you get in the heartland, it was bison, elk. We ain't had no damn cows.
Man, I was just gonna say all cows got tick. Like when you think about it, do all cows? It. I don't know if it's really no male cows because they. I ain't gonna say
They
I ain't
call
never.
bulls.
Okay, man, I was finna say.
A bull is a male cow, and they come from the same stock as the female, but they normally usually you'll see a lot of bulls is because normally by the time they get 8, 9 months old, they big enough to slaughter. You
Man,
want to save the female for milk, and the males you let them get so big. If you let them get too big, they become aggressive. So you want to slaughter them before the aggression kick in, which is the testosterone, which makes the meat tough.
okay,
Right. So anywhere they got a dairy farm, if they got you can buy the male calf for dirt cheap. They don't want that's waste product.
right.
Right. The only reason why they leave them there for a month or two is to make sure that the milk is flowing through the mother, and that's to keep the milk production up. So it's we didn't have cows over here.
Do you think we're gonna get the bison? You think they're gonna give us the bison? Like we gonna get the bison back?
Well, I got a pound of bison ground bison up there to make some chili with. That just ain't cooked it yet.
Man. Okay, so
But
well,
it's
you probably wait until afterwards, like me.
yeah, but you can find bison, elk, and venison in the stores now.
Right.
Because a lot of us that's remembering, we starting to say if we gonna eat some red meat, it gotta be from the land. It gotta be bison, elk,
Yeah.
venison. Cows ain't from here. They brought
They not.
cows over here,
Right.
right? We gotta remember that they reintroduced the horse because the horse was used for food stock in the famine that ended up wiping out the horses. But horse meat is better for you than cow.
Right. 'Cause I be
But they
heard. I
got
be
us
heard
thinking
these horse.
that is not good for you. But horse meat, it's the same. It give you the same effect like a bodybuilder on steroids, but it's all natural.
I'm gonna have to try that. Honestly.
Yeah,
But
all your man stuff is boosted with horse meat. It don't do that with cows and with calves. With the bovine beef that they've been feeding us, it spikes our estrogen and it brings down our testosterone.
you think that's why some dudes be having like erectile dysfunction by the time they get older?
Yeah, yeah, and a lot of the natural herbs we used to eat is not part of our food stock no more.
I was thinking that the other day, like damn, it seemed like damn near anything you go try to like they didn't tamper with literally everything.
All that done on purpose. It ain't by none of it by accident.
Man.
Contrary to popular opinion, none of it's by accident.
So the
They
red meat, like
deliberately, yeah, they deliberately changed our diets. You gotta go back and study the history of the bison in America, and it's gonna tell you that they decided to kill them all off because they said for every bison we kill one of them. Talking about us,
yeah.
right? And that's why you got mountains of bison skulls with hunters standing in front of it and standing on top of the side. They was killing them by the millions.
They doing that just to try to. They doing everything they can just to get to us, man. I hate that type of shit.
Look,
So you
and
see
and
about
we still here. We got to remember
man.
that when we go through everything they did to get rid of us, we still here. The harder they tried to stomp us out, the more we proliferated. We don't die. We baby kids. We multiply.
And for real, you already know what it is.
Yeah, yeah.
But
So did
I was,
I answer you, nephew? I'm gonna take another caller if you good.
yeah, I'm good. Thank you, Rod. Peace.
Peace, God. Peace. Man, I like talking to the youth, man. They so, especially when they get it. K Flow 74. What you do? What you do? K Flow 74. Come on up, chiefing with the chief. Let's see what you got for us. Okay, now. Need a couple more seconds, then I'm gonna bring somebody else up. Let me even see if they sent it. Yeah, they sent it to me. Kimberly Royster, K Flow 74. You coming up? Okay. Move on to the next. Dev Leo Hadanis. I don't even know if I said that right. You know, making it one, when you make your profile one long word, sometimes I'll be butchering that stuff. Peace, God.
Peace, Ong. How you feeling?
Looking good, baby. How you doing?
I'm doing amazing, immaculate, happy, and grateful to be in divine timing and divine alignment.
Man, that almost gave me the Holy Ghost.
I see you here.
Yeah. So what's going on with you today? What's on your mind? What you want to talk about?
I want to express gratitude. I want to express gratitude because it's been a long time. The last time we got a chance to chief, you know,
For sure.
was that they removed certain codes from you because of all the information that you possess. So